kindness through compassion and mindfulness. It can be transformative. It can help us to manage our symptoms and change our lives. Today, I'm going to share my thoughts on kindness, how to implement it, and what the research shows. You're not going to want to miss this. Hello, my dear friends, and welcome. My name is Vickie Hadge, and this is Even So, It Is Well. Today is part 4 in a series I'm doing on how diet and lifestyle changes can help us to manage our symptoms. And I will put links above and in the description below to the first 3 videos if you'd like to check them out. I started this channel to share my MS story, to hopefully help others, and to also share how I'm evolving along the way on this journey with MS. One area that's changed the most for me is a shift from feeling the need to reduce stress to actively cultivating kindness, practicing compassion and mindfulness. Do you see the difference? Reducing stress is about removing negativity. Cultivating kindness is about adding positivity. I have found that by increasing the positive things in my life, it naturally pushes the stressful things out. There's no room. There's no time for those. There are tangible benefits to kindness. It comes from hormones that our bodies produce, like dopamine, serotonin, endorphins, and oxytocin. We get the helper's high when we're kind. Even if we observe kindness, we get the benefit. Do you come across the feel-good stories in the news or on social media, these viral acts of kindness? Even looking at acts of kindness and compassion make us go, "Aw," and we feel better. There's a reason that random acts of kindness go viral. We get that warm and fuzzy feeling and we want to share it. We love to see these. And if it involves an animal showing compassion and giving comfort, even better. Before my Lincoln the Wonder Dog passed, he regularly got hundreds of more likes and comments than I did. Do a quick check-in with yourself. Are you smiling right now? Are you feeling better after seeing those pictures and how amazing Lincoln the Wonder Dog was? Yeah, when we see or do something nice, it changes our brain. The hormones oxytocin and serotonin are neuromodulators that can help with anxiety and depression, 2 of the more troubling symptoms of MS. Kindness makes us feel happier. When I'm feeling really low or in a bad headspace, I try to do something to help others. It was part of the reason that I started this channel. I wanted to help others, and you know what? It ended up helping me. Every time I get a nice comment or a message on how one of my videos helped someone, I get a hit of oxytocin and serotonin. In this randomized double-blind investigation on serotonin and oxytocin, they found that chemical messengers interact in areas of the human brain important for the regulation of emotion-based behavior, and it could lead to novel therapeutic strategies for mental health disorders such as social anxiety and depression. The way we behave is key to cultivating these feel-good hormones too. I was listening to a podcast this week and the guest made a comment about raising kids and how it's kind of like training a dog. Here we go again, back to the animals. To get good results, we need to reward the good behavior. We give the dog a treat when they do behaviors we want to encourage. We don't train a dog by yelling at it or punishing it. Harping on the bad and saying no, no, no will build fear or resentment. The same applies to how we look at reducing stress. If we're focusing on the negative and constantly saying, no, we should stop doing this, no, we need to stop behaving like that, or no, this is wrong thinking, it breeds more negativity and brings us down. Instead, if we turn it around and change our perspective to focusing on the positive, it allows us to say yes. Yes, I'll do more of this. Yes, I did a good thing. Yes, I'm happy and feeling good. A friend of mine gave a sermon at my church once where she spoke about taking care of each other and ourselves. She said something that has stuck with me for years. She asked if we were taking exquisite care of ourselves and others with our actions. I sometimes have to pause and reflect on that. I don't always take exquisite care with myself and others. For me, part of taking exquisite care means being intentional with compassion, being compassionate with myself and with others. I'm a member of several online MS support groups or social groups, and there's a lot of frustration and hurting people out there. They are frustrated with themselves, their bodies, their doctors, their friends, and their families. It's a big burden to carry. I invite you to try to change your perspective with your frustrations. Instead of focusing on what we can't do, shift it to what we can do. Is the glass half empty or half full, or is it refillable? I recently reread Dr. Brandon Beaber's book, Resilience in the Face of MS, and I will put a link to it in the description below if you would like to check it out. The Kindle version is free. In it, he shares the story of 5 people with MS and how they each had resilience in different ways. One thing that they had in common was they had a focus outside of their MS, something they were passionate about, something good that they could focus on. And it had to do with serving others. There were 2 doctors, a woman involved in activism in her community, and some were active in supporting their families. Do you have something that you're passionate about? Something you can focus on that helps others? When it comes to our very real frustrations, can we shift our perspective? Instead of being frustrated with our doctors, we can shift to advocating for ourselves, asking for more help, more explanation, or referrals. And maybe, just maybe, try to understand that our doctors are human and they're not going to have all the answers all the time. I used to get frustrated when my doctor didn't know more about the benefits of diet and lifestyle, but I had an aha moment. They're trained in Western medicine for the most part, and they get very little or no training on diet and lifestyle changes. When I let go of the expectation that my doctors will be able to advise me on things that they're not trained in, my visits became much more productive and less frustrating. When it comes to family and friends, extending compassion to them can be helpful too. They don't always know what to say, and they may say the wrong thing. They can't know how we're feeling. Heck, I don't know how you're feeling. We all have MS differently. I have no idea how your symptoms affect you and your life. What I do know is most of these people have genuinely good intentions. They give me advice or share stories on how others deal with their MS because they love me, or they at least like me. I now receive it in the way they intended. Compassion comes from within. If you find yourself judging yourself, take a moment and take a deep, slow breath and think of yourself as someone you love who is struggling and how you would treat them, how you would want the best for them, and how you would want to help them. Then do the same for yourself. Being mindful is another way to help manage our MS symptoms. Anything that we can do that brings peace of mind or can be done while being mindful can be considered meditation. Some examples are focusing on our breath, moving meditations such as Tai Chi or walking mindfully, mantra-based meditations, cooking and focusing on the food, eating mindfully, focusing on the sound of rain, petting a dog or a cat, or anything that we can do with focus. Some of the most troubling symptoms of living with MS are depression, anxiety, stress, chronic pain, and fatigue. In this review, where they looked at research from 12 different published papers, they found that all studies suggest possible benefit to the use of meditation as an adjunct to the management of multiple sclerosis. Meditation has been around for centuries, but it's not really been a part of or considered to be part of treatment or medical treatment in Western medicine until fairly recently. Jon Kabat-Zinn developed mindfulness-based stress reduction, and this, in my opinion, really brought awareness to Western medicine and the benefits of mindfulness. One of the studies that was reviewed was a randomized control study on people with secondary progressive MS. They found that those in the meditation group had significant improvements in quality of life and significantly lower rates of fatigue, depression, and anxiety. And in a survey that was sent to 3,000 people with MS, not a bad sample size, they found that those who meditated reported benefits of stress relief, relaxation, lower fatigue, strengthened immune system, and slower disease progression. Who would like all those things? Anyone? In the discussion part of this review, they stated that past studies have found that 85% of MS exacerbations were associated with stressful life events, strongly suggesting a link between stress and disease course. We all kind of know that, right? Have you had a relapse or a flare of symptoms associated with stress? Let me know in the comments below. When we're stressed, our bodies create cortisol. It's a physical response to the stress. Our bodies do this to protect us. It is really helpful if we're in immediate danger, like if we're about to be attacked by a bear or hit by a bus. But cortisol in people with MS is chronically high, and chronically high cortisol is really not good for us. Meditation has been shown to decrease cortisol levels, even if you're not good at meditation. In my video on the benefits of exercise, it was suggested that we should get a prescription for our DMTs and a prescription for exercise at the time of our diagnosis. I think we should add a prescription for mindfulness and meditation too. Would you do it if you received a prescription? Doctor's orders? Being intentional with rituals that support self-care, kindness, compassion, and mindfulness can help us to manage some of our MS symptoms. Here are some ideas that are simple to implement kindness into our lives. Take 10 mindful breaths twice a day, once before you get out of bed and then again when you get into bed. Write down one thing a day you're grateful for before going to sleep. Stick it in a jar and then at the end of the year, take them out and review them. I've done this with my husband and it's really fun at the end of the year to see how much we have to be grateful for. Practice saying yes to yourself, which sometimes means saying no to others. Find the JOMO, the joy in missing out. Create rituals that are supportive. Give yourself permission to take your time drinking your morning coffee or tea, or taking a walk outside every day, or doing guided meditation each morning. Subscribe to groups, channels, and news feeds that make you happy. And two of my favorites are the Good News Network and Maria Shriver's Sunday Paper. Both focus on the positive, and I will put links below if you'd like to sign up for them. The question of the day is, are you cultivating kindness, compassion, and mindfulness in your life? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear about your rituals and acts of kindness. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please be sure that you sign up for my newsletter using the link in the description below. And if you like this video, go ahead and share it. Also, please hit the like icon, the thumbs up under the video, and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Until next time, be well.